Alright, what's good YouTube, it's Jojo ASMR here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now first of all, I gotta say sorry, I completely forgot to talk about this deck in my last video, going over my first thought impressions of the April 2025 format post Banlist, and that was the deck I actually won locals with today, Unchained Fiendsmith. I genuinely believe that this deck is a massive sleeper pick for the upcoming April 2025 format, and has very good potential to be one of the strongest decks in the room. Now before I was known as the Ritual Beast guy, Unchained actually was my favorite deck, and some of my most popular videos on the channel has actually been Unchained combo tutorials and deck profiles. I've seen a lot of success with the deck, and so to see it come back as competitively viable in today's modern age in 2025 is so refreshing and exciting. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my updated, undefeated, Unchained Fiendsmith deck profile, talk about some of the decisions I made when building the list, and at the end, of course, I'm going to be giving you a combo tutorial on just some of the most common combos you'll expect to see. If this video gets over 100 likes, I actually have all of the replay footage from my local tournament, so if you want, I can show you all that footage, a let's go to locals with Unchained Fiendsmith, and I can do some of the post commentary like I'm doing now. So with that said, let's get straight into the deck profile. Straight off the bat, why this deck is so strong and what separates it from what used to make it playable back in 2023 is the access to over 10 one-card combos. Back in 2023, the only one-card combo that the deck really had was Tour Guide, but now in 2025, in the year and age and era of one-card combos, for some reason Konami decided not to hit or address the Fiendsmith engine, and believe it or not, the Fiendsmith engine is entire Unchained combo. So, getting off to the one-card starters, we have 3 Engraver, 2 Lacrima, Lari, 3 Tract, and Prosperity. So, why did I decide to only play 2 Lacrima if I've just said that even Lacrima is full Unchained combo? Well, the reason for that is simply just because in a 40 card main deck, I didn't want to clog my deck with too many normal summons. And so, when you have Sarama, Rakea, Lari, Lacrima, and another copy of Lacrima, that's already 5 copies, and this deck is notorious for drawing some awkward hands, so I really wanted to just prioritize good math, and I thought 5 normal summons was more than enough. Tract at 3 copies is also really good, because it's able to unclog your hand with cards like Shayama and Fiendsmith Paradise, and that's also quite important. But that's right, Engraver, Lacrima, Lari, Tract, and Prosperity, well, I put an asterisk on that, are one-card combos, which is great. Prosperity is also fine, you can easily banish 3, which is no problems there. For the Unchained cards, we have 3 Aruha and the newly semi-limited Shavara. This is what makes the deck playable, in my opinion. Makes it so you don't have to play terrible cards like Unchained Disaster to get that extra level 6 or a second Shayama. Shavara being at 2 copies, whilst it's not ideal because you want it at 3, 2 copies is perfect because it means we can do all the combos that we want to do. Rakea, Sarama, and Shayama for engine requirements or bricks. You'll notice I'm not playing Unchained Abominable Disaster or a bomb and stuff like that. The yellow one and the blue one, I like to call them. The reason for that is I just didn't want to add more bricks to the deck for a strategy that's already notoriously kind of bricky sometimes. So I decided to forego those cards, and I haven't missed them. Then we have Coolbite and Talent, Ash Blossom and Droll. These cards I all sort of put into one class, which is how to counter hand traps. Now, this deck's biggest concern and biggest problem is Mulchammy Fool Loss. Everyone knows Unchained summons a lot from the deck, from the extra deck, so how do you counter that? Well, Ash Blossom, obviously, but Droll Lockbird, unironically, is an amazing counter and answer to Fool Loss. The whole idea of drawing yourself on your own turn under Fool Loss is sort of a meme, right? People always joke about doing that play, but in Unchained Fiendsmith, it's an actual play that works because Unchained is notorious for only ever searching the deck once. And so although you're going -1 and your opponent is, going +0 from the draw, you're actually able to set up the full Unchained board under Droll. And this is huge. It means you have more answers into Fool Loss, and the boards that you end up making are so oppressive that It doesn't matter if your opponent gets that one draw and you can't search, because your end board is going to have up to 7 interruptions. So Droll and Ash and Callbite are immediate direct answers to hit Fool Loss, which is fantastic. Talon as well just punishes people who hold their Fool Losses or their hand traps in the main phase, and Imperm obviously is good going first or second. So I really loved Droll and Ash. I thought that that was a really cool piece of innovation to the deck to be able to counter today's modern hand traps like the Mulch Armies. Then we have Paradise, which is obviously great for floating. This deck is incredible on your opponent's turn. You have Shavara in rotation in your hand to quick effect pop, to trigger the effect of Yama to bring back Rage. You have Lacrima with Paradise plays. You have Shayama in the grave for follow-up. It's just... Unchained is just known for having strong setup on the field, great follow-up in the graveyard, and great hand advantage. Or hand interactions, I should say. Finally, wrapping it up, we have Prison, great piece of consistency. And then my favorite card in this deck, Thrust, so versatile, was traditionally a great card back in 2023, and still today is fantastic. This card also is a nice way to have extra consistency to extend. Going first, it's able to set copies of Escape and Chamber if you get hand trapped. Even if you're under your own Droll, if you've been Fool Lost, you're able to still get access to your spells on traps, which you can then pop with your Unchained monsters in your hand that you've drawn, hopefully. And going second, Thrust can also search for Prison, it can search for Tract, it can search for TTT, it can search for Prosperity. It just has a lot of utility. You can search for Imperm, it can search for side cards. So it has utility to search engine and non-engine, which is just super, super cool, and the sort of utility you don't really see a lot of the other decks that abuse Thrust. And then I played 2 Escape, 2 Chamber. I do want to draw the traps. They are good to draw. You know, Unchained Monster plus Trap is also really good. So all of this is pretty solid. For the extra deck, we have 2 Yama, Rage, Anguish, a Bomb. The full Fiendsmith package, including SP to tag into with Rage, a Baoq, which is an important combo piece, which I'll show you later in the combos. We have Necro Equip, Desiree, Caesar, and the most important fusion, Aerial Leader. This is how you're performing a lot of the combos now, and which is what makes the Fiendsmith cards pretty much full on-card combos. Side deck, please take it with a grain of salt. You can just tailor it to whatever you want. This is what I decided to play post Banlist, but of course, tailor this to your local meta. So with that being said, why don't we get into the combo tutorial? I have 3 different combos to go over with you guys. These are the most popular combos that I was doing at the tournament, and I'm going to be showing you what I love about this deck, which is you can go for greedier lines and you can go for safer lines. So let's show you what you can just do with 1 copy of Tract. So we can go Tract for Larry, Larry for Requiem, Requiem for Lacrima, Lacrima for Engraver, very standard Fiendsmith. At this point here, I usually like to test for Nibiru in this case, so I can go ahead and make Necro Equip, summon back the Engraver, just test for Nibiru, it's free, you might as well do it. So test for Nib, if it's fine, make Sequence, go ahead and make Aerial Leader by shuffling back the Requiem and the Engraver. Aerial Leader, dump Shavara, and this is how you really get into the Unchained engine. Now we can use Shavara's effect, and here you can decide if you want to set Prison or Chamber. I always personally like to play it safe, so I like to set the Chamber here, just in case I get nibbed. Go into Yama to search for the Aruha, and we're going to go Aruha, pop Trap, Trap get Shayama. Use Shayama to pop the Aruha here. Now here you can also go for Sarama, and I'll show that line straight after this video, this combo, but there is an argument to go for Sarama here. Keep in mind this combo doesn't take your normal summon, so if you draw the Sarama already, if you draw a Rakea potentially, or if you have another dead spell or trap even, there's an argument to do that, but this is just the absolute safest line. So here we're going to go Aruha into Sarama, link off into our Rage, and now we can go Sarama, pop the Rage, set back the Chamber, use the effect of Rage, and again, even if our yeah, this is the safe line. So here we're going to pop the Rage, set back the Chamber, and use Rage's effect, add back the Shavara. Pop the Sarama, add back the Shavara, summon the second Shavara, make Wave King. So 1 card combo, still able to end on like 4 or 5 interruptions. Really good follow-up too. So there you go. So let's show you now the same pretty much one card combo, but a much stronger version. This is with just Engraver. So let's show you what that looks like here. We're going to start with Engraver for Tract, for Lari, for Lacrima. Very standard stuff here. Dump another Fiendsmith Engraver, shuffle it back, summon it, make sequence. Here I don't go for a Necro equip to test for Nib because you need the second an extra Light Fiend in the grave. Fuse back 2 Engravers, so we're here, which is nice. We get to keep our graveyard set up for our opponent's turn. Go for Area Leader, dump Shavara, get Escape in this case. This is a more impressive board. Go for Yama at Aruha, pop the Unchained Escape, summon out here Sarama. Sarama set back the Escape, pop the Aruha. Aruha summon out Shayama, put these into Rage. Rage pop the Sarama, summon itself, and summon the second Shavara and go for Wave King. So this is a super strong one card combo. It's literally the old Tour Guide one card combo on Cracked, because you also have insane graveyard floatability. We have Escape to pop, Yama to bring back the Rage, Rage to add back, free Shavara for our opponent's turn, Caesar with 2 negates, Shavara which will then set another trap, Shayama graveyard follow-up, you still have Lacrima with Requiem. This is like literally 7 to 8 interruptions with infinity follow-up, and that's off one card. This video gets a few likes, I will post all of my the replays at locals where I went undefeated. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.